What's up, guys? Welcome to another podcast with the boys with the gang from LOT Gang Learn Option Trades. We're here with C2 and Prod. We're just gonna go right into it, talk about right off the dome. We did write some topics down, but we're just gonna go right off the dome. C2 is gonna kind of lead us with the topics that he had. So just get right into it. We're just charting it up, seeing what's good with the market, as well as we're gonna talk about a little bit about the war that's just going on, as well as compare it to with what might happen with Ukraine, because when Ukraine came out, the market gap down like crazy. So we're gonna get right into that. But yeah, so there's a war that just got announced the other day, October 7th, the Israel and the Palestine war. So we're predicting pretty much that potentially what might happen, just like the Ukraine war, is potentially a gap down, just like what happened with Ukraine. As soon as the Ukraine war happened overnight, around like 4 a.m., I remember seeing the news about it when we had a news tab in our Discord. It got announced that there was a war going on, and literally the market gapped down like insane amount. It was crazy how much it gapped down, but it got bought up. So it got bought up the same day. A lot of buyers stepped in, pretty crazy. So it was a fun time. I remember that day. I don't even think I traded. Not too sure if I remember, but I remember it happening and waking up in the market just completely tanked. Did you see it? Were you trading that day when that happened? Did you even know it happened that same day?
All I remember was that it tanked, it gapped down dramatically, and that was my first time experiencing like anything of that nature, and I just didn't know what was going on, and I just saw it like get bought up like the whole day, and I'm like, what? And that's when I got kind of like realized, the market does react to news, especially things like that it gaps down, and if you could catch that move, that's a big gain, but it's still a risk.
It still is a risk. So it looks like the day before the invasion of Ukraine and Russia, or the invasion of Ukraine, the market closed the day before at 421. And then the next day it opened at 411. So literally $10 the market tanked down, which is pretty insane. If anybody held puts, or if anybody was aware that that was going to happen, they definitely got paid big time, because that a drop down of $10 is crazy. And then they got bought all the way up from 411, closed at 428. So that was an insane amount of buying, a whole $18 of people, just a buyer stepping in. So that's pretty insane too.
I'm just trying to share my screen, and it's
And honestly, we'll see what happens with the whole Palestine war if tomorrow, or not tomorrow, sorry. The market will be probably moving tomorrow, but since it's Columbus Day, unfortunately, we won't be able to catch any trades or benefit off of what might happen, which is obviously, I'm not saying we should benefit off war, but if you could position yourself into a position where you can make some money off it, definitely. I mean, if you notice that there's some sellers in the market, oh, for sure, I'm hopping in puts, which honestly, I was expecting a whole up week, especially because the way the market closed last week in the candle, we have a tweezer bottom. That's what it's called, a tweezer bottom. I'll try to post a picture up here too to show it. But yeah, so we have that. But unfortunately, since the war is going on, there's another war that got announced. We never know. We might have a gap down. So we'll see what happens. But what do you think might happen this week potentially? I know we haven't really looked at the charts yet fully through, but what do you think could potentially happen given the circumstances that we're in right now? And if you already looked at the charts, what did you think was going to happen as well?
well, I mean, if you look at futures right now, I mean, futures are red, so automatically, instinctively, I'm gonna be like that. We're gonna gap down, but looking back at when Russia invaded Ukraine, it did gap down the same thing. Futures were like bloody red, in the morning when we checked. So I'm expecting some sort of react. I'm not expecting a bullish reaction at all. Like, if anything, like I'm expecting a gap down, just how big of a gap down that is, and what's going to happen after that. What's going to happen after that is probably going to get bought up, because
Mm-hmm.
everybody's just going to like immediately. This is my own take, my own personal belief. The market is just going to look at that and be like, wow, like this is like instability in the world. Sell. Let me go, risk off and start buying gold and silver and all that stuff. And while doing that, market's gonna tank, and then people's gonna realize, like, wait a minute, that's like isolated. It's just like one part of the world, like it has nothing to do with people, California, like, or anything like that. If anything, I'm expecting oil
Mm.
to make a move, like, right? So oil
Yeah.
is starting to come down if I'm correct. Like I mean I don't really track it, but like I kind of hear about it. Like I look at futures and whatnot. So I think it's like starting to curl down. So it might spike back up, which also like what tanks the market, right? Then you're gonna see, I bet gold is gonna spike up, VIX is gonna spike up, right? After everything spikes up, what's gonna happen? The reversal. So like that's what happened last time, where if I gap down and next thing you know, it got bought up. I mean, if going back into the charts, I have to put the screen up.
Yeah, you can put the screen up. I think
Yeah, I got it.
yep. Yeah, you can put the screen up, which I do agree with you. If that happens, oh yep, perfect. That looks perfect. Looks real smooth.
So it happened right here.
Yep, on that big green candle. Big
Yes,
blue
got
candle.
it. Yeah, so pretty much this is the 23rd, right? And then 24. So like these two are right here. But you
And it
know
did
what?
gap down like an insane amount. Definitely gonna have a bad reaction for tomorrow or Tuesday when the market's open.
Yeah, I want to see how big of a gap that was. I mean, it was from here to down here, and that was what, 2% of this? Because that's the close from the
Yep,
day before.
2%.
That's where it opened. So 2.68%, and that's 11 and $11.31. Right. But
That's
then like
insane.
look, then like look how much it ripped. It ripped like
It
freaking.
ripped crazy amounts. See how much percent that is, because that it dropped down 2%, but then it gained. It's even above its close. So I mean, it's stronger. It's above the close from yesterday.
I mean, from the open to close, well, technically from the open to close, it's 4.2%. So it
That's
dipped
insane.
down 2%, and then it got bought up like 2% higher.
That's insane.
And
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
then for the week, well, because that was a Thursday and this was a Friday, right? Yep. And then it was Monday. So then the next day, so in 2 days, it gapped up to it gapped up 6%. You know, but I mean, we were in a downtrend. I mean, like from the highs to the lows. I mean, that looked like it looked like it was, bad
Yeah.
overall. I mean, 11%, Jesus, and that was in a period of 1, 2. I mean, that was the week before. Then it was Monday. It curled up, actually gapped up Monday to Tuesday, and then from Tuesday it started curling. You know, look at the EMAs.
So that week was in a downtrend, and then a couple weeks downtrend, and then just broke up right after that a little
Yeah,
bit.
so the red lines that I have is my 50-day moving average, and then the purple one's 100. I also have a golden one, which is like right here. You see it, and that's my
Yeah,
200.
right in the middle.
So I mean, it looked like it was, going down, broke it. It hit the 50 resistance, came back, retested it, came down to the 200, rejected that, went up, and was just pretty much in a down free fall after that. And then on top of it, like that's when Russia. So I guess like maybe like it dropped down because of the momentum. I mean, if you think about it, drop down from its highs, come back up for a relief bounce, and then boom, it comes back down. Not only that, but it filled the gap over here, came down all the way up, and then it just got bought up. So it took literally 1, 2, 3. Yeah, from the Friday before it got bought up. So all those days got knocked down. So all this sell right here literally got bought up. Not to
Yeah.
mention, like there was a zone I put here. Uh, yeah, I guess it's just consolidation. But yeah, that's what we got in the charts. Now I lost my spot. Where are we? Let's do this.
Oh, yep. That's cool.
See what happened during the 4 hour.
Yeah, I wanted to see on the 4 hour because I TOS does not let me go back that fast or that far on the 4 hour.
So this is, let me take
Damn.
pre. You know what? Let me take pre. I'm gonna leave pre more. I usually when I look at like my higher time frames, I don't look at pre or post. I mean, after the daily, you can anyway, but It looks like over here it's Wednesday. So from 8 o'clock in the morning, the whole day is sold off. Jesus.
Yeah, it's crazy. The whole day is sold off and then just gap down,
If you were up here in some sort of play, maybe thinking bullish because of this like shadow right here going up, you literally got destroyed.
got wrecked.
It came back, really bounced and came down and sold off. And then the next day, Russia invaded and you're all the way down here. So think about it. Let's say you're taking 433 and you're like, I'm gonna take calls, and then just let it rattle this from 433 all the way down to 411. Jesus.
That is a lot of you would have got wrecked. Whole position would have been probably negative 100% depending on what it was.
Without a doubt. I'm just gonna kind of chart this real quick, see what might have been happening at the time. Well, if you look at it, I mean, myself, I would be looking at this. It's like, oh, it's a channel, whatever, and I would never think of this gapping down.
Yeah,
I'd be like, if the thing is at the bottom of the channel, it's gonna go back up, right?
except they gap down so hard.
Because then, yeah, then the next day, like this, I mean, after hours, this happened, and then the morning happened over here, and then this was the day. Oh, this is like pre-market. This is during the day, and this is at 4 o'clock. And even to the days after that, look at that. I mean, to the next week.
They rocketed up the next day. That's insane. And then consolidated just for a tad bit until we kind of broke back down a tad bit again.
This is the 1 hour. So yeah, I mean, look at it, right? So if you close right here at 421, oh, 420, Jesus, like that's the area we're at now. Well, we're so over here, yeah, I mean, I would have been like, okay, let's, I think it's the bottom of the channel. I mean, it hit once over here, it hit another one over here, and another one over here, you know. Actually, that's the third time. So yeah, I mean, maybe I was looking to puts. What do you think? What would you go for? Puts or calls?
Well, with how hard the sell off was, I would have probably said puts, but
Oh, I'm saying like here at this close. So this is like the Wednesday. This is the day prior. So
yeah,
this is Wednesday at 3 o'clock, right? And then
yeah.
let's say you were to swing something or like thinking like where the market's gonna take you. Like what would you think?
I would think
Looking
puts only because of how hard we've been downtrending like already. So I'd be like going with the favor. And then just considering the day before, like that day that it gets to the bottom of the trend, it's such a hard sell-off day. It's just like completely red, barely any blue candles. And so I would think puts, but also given the bigger time frame and what it is, I mean, it could easily have been a bounce. But at that time, I don't see any type of signs of bouncing at that moment, at that point right there. But even after hours, I'm not even gonna lie. After hours, you get the two small blues. It looks like it wants to get pumped, but it is pretty. It's a hard sell off during that time. But it's crazy how much it gapped down, whole $10, which that's nice. I like that.
do you do Elliott waves or anything like that?
I don't honestly, but it looks like it obviously respects the Elliott waves. Or as soon as it gets onto the fourth one, when you guys show me that it's supposed to be breakout number four, whatever the case is, it looks like it honestly respects it a lot and does. But no, I don't ever add them or even
Yeah,
think
yeah,
about
I'm
them.
I'm like yet to go into that, but like I always look at like the LOA correction, like the ABCs or whatever.
They're
So they always,
interesting.
yeah, I always learned that it's like the big moves on the higher time frame. So it's like A, B, and then C, and then you get a reversal.
When I first started trading, I thought that's what trading was going to be all about, like doing A, B, C, one, two, three. I'm like, bro, what is this? And then I found out like that's just something specific to Elliott waves. And then I was like, oh, okay, never mind. But yeah, I remember hearing about that, getting into that just the first time. And I'm like, bro, what is this stuff? Complex. But no, it's real cool. I like that a lot. I can't believe how much we even got pumped up the next couple of days right after that.
Yeah, this is
That whole
crazy. I
pattern
mean,
would have thrown me off. That whole pattern would have thrown me off. Next day I open, I would have probably gotten to puts thinking like it's going to continue down because we already broke structure. But then it gets instantly pumped like crazy. You have a nice zone there already. So it's in your zone.
yeah,
You might have already been
yeah.
like,
I think this zone was developed actually to the present time that we have. Like I just put it not too long ago,
mm.
and
That's
that's why I
cool
was
how
like,
it still
wait, what is
respects it
this?
all the way back in time.
Yeah, so this area is going to be important. But imagine, I mean, if it gaps down, I mean, right now, like I think we're like half a percent down. So on SPY, that would be probably like what? Like let's say it was a 419, I don't know, 418, maybe and a half.
That's really interesting that we're really close to the same level we are at when Russia got invaded or Ukraine got invaded. We're just a couple of dollars away. That's pretty
Yeah,
interesting.
this is where we're at.
That's
This
pretty
is
interesting.
the same zone, and look, the same channel.
The same pattern too. Wow, that's pretty interesting to be honest. We might just gap down hella hard or just stay around these areas. I like this a lot. It's crazy how we're around the same area.
I mean, this is the
But
street. So
we are 431. So that is the whole 10 $20 difference. But it's funny how we're in the same channel, right around that same zone almost. So that's pretty interesting. That's cool.
see if anything. So like this is current price right now. I mean, if you even this like for me, like I was actually gonna swing a put because look how much it pumped. I mean, it needs to it needs to fill this like area like right here. Not to mention that. I mean, you look at that right there, right? Split it up a little bit. Why is this green? Right, you got this area right here going all the way down here. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if you apply fibs, right, from top swing to bottom, right, my golden area is right here.
Right into
So
in that
maybe
zone.
it gaps down for here, and obviously it rejects it all, or even it just comes down and rejects you more. Look at it from what happened last time, right? When Ukraine, when Ukraine kind of invaded, like if it gapped down and then it got bought up even more. So let's say the same pattern happened where I mean it wasn't a downtrend. I mean, if this wasn't here right here, it would be literally the exact same pattern as that day.
Yeah, I
So then
agree.
gap down, then it got bought up even more. So let's say it gaps down, and say even gaps down to here, right? And then it gets bought up even more, right? Let's look at the percentage wise. All right, so let's see. We're from the top. From the top, make it drop. No, I'm just kidding.
Mhm.
So like 534%, right?
That's
Oh
hella.
no, it's not that. Sorry, that's from the highs. I'm sorry. That's from the close is right there. And then from the open, well, let's just see how much it gaps down. So this is what we're gonna do. Ready? Gonna click that, pull it that, copy it, since I'm right in that level anyway. And then we're gonna go to where
Present.
we're at now. Damn.
That shit
I guess
lines up.
once you zoom in, you're like, oh wait, it's a big drop.
Yeah, that's nice to be honest. That looks like
So let's say that's from the close all the way down. Like now I'm confused. Hold on, which one is this?
yeah, like where'd it go? Where's the
Yeah, that's too much on my screen. This is why I don't like my screen being cluttered. It drives me nuts.
but I do see the idea that you're bringing upon us right now. It's like if that's the close right there, if we gap down all the way down to the bottom,
Uh, yeah, so 417. So if that type of event in the world, gap down SPY, 5 and what is it, what 5.17%? Or that's what it was, whatever this number is, right? Because this is the same gap as what happened to Ukraine, right? And this is from the close. It's gonna come down all the way to 417 if history repeats itself. At the very least, right? It's gonna hit into this resistance over here. Let me take this out. And this is actually the level. This is where we're at.
yeah, that's pretty crazy to
This
be
is
honest.
this is where Ukraine war was. That is so interesting, dude. 42019. Yeah, it's 420 resistance, dude.
That's a good.
Now, if it gets bought up, where are we looking from there? Let's go see. See that little gray like area was all this. It seems like a
That's
lot smaller.
insane.
It looks a lot smaller here than
It
there. So
does.
you can tell the gravity of like that big drop. Like, I mean, that is insane. Like, my screen is just like wide enough, not tall enough. But look at that insane drop.
Bruh.
From 421 all the way to 4 410. But then it opened over here.
Yeah, it opened up hella. It opened up pretty high up, to be honest.
So 15, so $5 on the lows.
That's why if I
Pre-market.
notice, that's why if I notice in pre-market buyers just step in like crazy, I will buy into calls.
So let's look at this pattern right here. Yo, you're good with candlestick patterns. What does that look like to you?
Yeah, that's definitely a reversal back to the upside. You got a doji. They even call this a certain pattern too. I think it's not a haram homage candle, but it definitely is. Even the bull candle, the green, the blue one or whatever on your screen, it's not green, it's blue. That one's super strong. And then the next one is kind of that opening candle though. It dipped down hella. The opening candle dipped down hella. Then it got bought up.
Let's go to it on the lower time frame. Oh wait,
224.
that one. Okay.
Yeah, see what it looks like on like a oh yeah.
So this is 30 minute. So same thing, right? 420. You know what? Let me start marking this. 421 close.
It even retested market close from the day before a little bit.
And market open. Like over here.
Yeah, just a tad bit. I almost went up to it and then it, got rejected a little
But
bit.
but it's a rough ride, man. Look at this. Like imagine trading this.
That's insane. No, yeah. That's a rough hold right there.
An emotional disaster.
Yeah,
I went up $5, then it dropped back to come back up. Actually, it went up to 418 within an hour. So within an hour, it went up $8.
which is hell
Sold. Dude, that is an emotional roller coaster.
to hold it for the
Because
last the next.
I know myself, like I'll be like, all right, it's pumping, pumping. If I know it's like a strong movement, like I go like heavy into positions. And then imagine just going through here, like, yeah. Let me add more here. Yeah. Oh, boom. Everything, everything you added here just dropped down. You're like, oh my God, like panic sell, right? And then next thing you know, you see pump. Like, ah, God, you know what? Let me get into it again. Boom, drop, right? Indecision, theta eating you over here. And then literally from 1:30 after lunch, it gets brought up from 416 all the way to 428.
Which is hella. So
Bruh.
we'll have to see what happens in the half
What?
market.
There's no way.
That's hella,
Man,
bro.
I was so unprepared this day. If this would have happened, I would have made hella money.
Bro, that's bank right there. I ain't gonna lie. If that happens again, bro, and we rock it like that, that shit would be
And
crazy.
then
I'll try to
and
hold.
then dude, and the next day from 428 to 437, dude.
That's insane. It even retested the day before its high, so that's like
410, that's
perfect entry,
$27
bro. If you were to swing
after
that, if you were confident enough to be like, yeah, I think it's still gonna go up.
dude, after a major conflict, right? Oh my God, I gotta sell. And all the dip buyers literally stepped in. Yeah, I ain't that has nothing to do with us. Bought. Wow, that's crazy. Let's see VIX.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, it went from four. Oh my God, 30. Oh my Jesus. It's funny because like the more like now that you like we're the more you learn and so on and so forth. Like I look at this stuff. I'm running out of time. What is this? Unlimited meetings upgrade to Zoom. Oh, I'm recording this.
Yeah.
So yeah, it goes all the way to the top. Oh, it says time left 9. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's what we got. How do I go back to ourselves? Well, what do you think, man?
No, I,
Anything you
I
want to
like
look?
this. I like this breakdown, honestly. This is a perfect breakdown that we could show people about how you pretty much diagnosed what potentially could happen. And I actually agree with this. It looks almost very similar to the same setup that we're in compared to the same Ukraine war. And the next thing you know, the stock market is the same thing in the same channel. So I can see it happening, especially that we're in the same areas. I think we can gap down and then get bought back up like it did in the Ukraine war. So Ukraine's not or Israel's not as big as the Ukraine war. It's not there's not too many people there. When you look at the country and look on a map, it's not like hella big, but it could definitely affect the market still enough to where it might do something like that. So that's what I think. I like this idea right here, bro. This is a good breakdown. If we notice the same setup, if we notice the big gap down, I'm gonna be eyeing some calls if people want to, start buying it up and buying the dip buyers. So I like that a lot, bro. That was a good breakdown. I think this would be perfect to share and just almost call it the. I'll figure out a title for this, but we could just talk about the breakdown of the stock market and the war, what might potentially happen for this one. So I like this
Yeah,
one.
so listen, tomorrow, well, not tomorrow, Tuesday, 31, and we have a day off. Oh
And
my
we have a day off.
God. Dude, wow. I got to see what markets look like Tuesday. I want to be Monday in the morning, like, or
I know
Tuesday in the
watching
morning.
it. Yeah, Tuesday
Yeah, I'm
morning.
gonna be like, as soon as futures open. Well, no, futures is open even tomorrow.
Yeah, it's open tomorrow. It opened
Yeah,
30
you can
minutes ago
see it.
too, or SPY opened 30 minutes ago. Let me see what SPY's at currently right now because it just opened up. But yeah, so if Tuesday comes, market, wow. I mean, SPY, the S&P 500, yeah, it gapped down just because you said, futures was red. But yeah, SPY just right now gapped down $4 from 430 to right now it's at 426.33. Um, so we did gap
Yeah.
down already a little bit, but who knows? Come Tuesday, bro, that shit might gap down even more. So we might even have more of a gap down, and then yeah, I think if we spot buyers coming in, just like the same thing with the Ukraine war, we might have to buy some calls and hold to the rocky road.
So it moves $6 on that news, right? So let's see where $6 takes us, right? So right now it's over here. Let's say 417, $6 is what, 23? Like over here.
Damn, that'll put us super high up. Is the VIX open already? Let me see the VIX.
No,
Oh,
because the VIX is implied volatility for the market, so it only moves when the market's open.
oh yeah, yeah, that shit ain't going nowhere. But yeah, SPY gap down at least $4. Looks like it's going down even more still, so it's still going down.
So I mean, this is like what I currently have on VIX, just for my own self, and then not to mention, just going back to what we saw SPY, like that was for SPY, it was the golden zone, the Fibonacci's. So if I do this, right, how much time we have left? 6 minutes.
Six
All right, we
minutes.
got.
We still got some time.
So oh my God, so this and dude, the thing's gonna gap down. How much are right? It needs to retrace.
Yeah,
And this is the area. Look at it. It bounces up and down. We're like ranging, right? And then it drops down all the way down and it gaps up. And then if you apply Fibonacci, my favorite Fibonacci sequence, and you get that golden zone exactly in the area that we were consolidating.
bro,
You
that's
know,
crazy.
dude, I see this going down. I
Yeah.
mean, even like, I mean, if you look at my left screen and my right screen, the crosshairs match. You should see it, but you only see the day.
Oh
So
yeah.
over here is where around this area is where it dipped down. Let me spread this out a little bit. Let me spread this out a little bit. Right. Let me erase
No,
this.
that's perfect. That's crazy. That's perfectly in the zone. It's perfectly in the zone. The golden levels.
So this is where it dropped. Boom. Right. And then next thing you know, it's just the VIX, and I'm just looking at the VIX.
It's crazy that we're
Oh,
already at.
it's like this. Look, I can go on the VIX chart, and then it correlates it to SPY. You see my chart on SPY?
Yeah, I see your chart on SPY. Oh yeah, they both.
So this is the peak of VIX on 20. It dropped down, right? And then I mean it dropped down, so it got bought up, right? So this has to like and it dropped down right at the bottom of this pattern that I have. I mean
That's
this
real
trend
cool
line,
that it can do
right?
that. What the heck?
So you would think like, hey, you know what? It's probably gonna bounce anytime soon, right? Let and now add a conflict, a major world conflict that the United States seems to be, want to get involved. Obviously, I think that's going to affect us. It's going to definitely going to affect oil, which in fact, it will in fact the stock market. then you talk about bonds and everything that's happening. Like it gives you more of a case of like, yeah, that's an excuse for that relief bounce on SPY. I mean that relief, that retracement. Golden zone, not to mention that VIX is like right here with volatility, it's gonna spike up.
So that's perfect, perfect right there. That for us to go down.
I mean, it's for me, it looks like
Yeah, it looks like VIX
this
will bounce up and SPY will go down enough just to retest that zone.
this level on VIX, this one's the red line is my 61.8, right? And this is my oh, you gotta add this by the way. I gotta show you how to add that. But it retraces to the golden zone, right? Same thing how it dropped in February 2024. I mean 24, 22, the Ukraine, it drops down, right? Opens up, let's say over here, gaps down, immediately gets gets bought up, SPY gets bought up, and it goes down and it starts to go down. So on SPY, let's say it comes down to here, goes back up. I mean, that's from 430 all the way to 425. I feel like that's a healthy $5 move, right?
That's a healthy $5 move. And right now we're already at 426.24 right now in SPY. So we're almost to your top of your zone right now, the white one.
Oh, you can see that?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, TLS. I forgot you can see
yeah,
that
we're
TLS.
at 426.62 now, but we did already gap down on SPY right now. So we dropped down $4 from yesterday's open at 431. I mean, for
Oh
yesterday's
my
close
god.
at 431. So we already dropped down $4 right now.
I
Um,
knew I should have swung puts, bro. I knew it.
so we're
I
already
swear, dude. I was at the last one. I think it was like 359, and it was I
but it's
just saw it. I'm like,
crazy. We already retested
wait,
that
did I
zone.
swing
We
it? I
just
don't know. I'm gonna check right now, dude. I think I swung a put.
But we already just retested that zone that you have right there at four. The lowest we hit right now it was 425.98. So we already hit 425.98, and so we touched that zone that you pretty much have. Almost we might even retest the golden levels that you have in the middle of your zones too, when potentially get reversed back to the market and buy some calls. But I like that. I like this technical analysis a lot breakdown. I think most likely this is what's going to happen. What you're showing
Well,
us because VIX
if
looks
it
like
doesn't, if it doesn't bounce up from here and it keeps going, obviously this is the next level of
Mhm.
resistance, right? 420, like the 420 areas, and then let's say it gaps down here. Oh my god, it's gonna happen, right? It goes down to here a little bit, and then boom, it gets bought up again, all the way past this. If history repeats itself, it go from like all the way down here, this purple trend line, back all the way up, even past of what happened, and it's gonna end up like up here. Because
I
what did
love
I say for 415 for four? Yeah, yeah, it would not end up over here like 438 for 40ish.
That sounds good. That sounds reasonable. I can see that happening. We only have 1 minute left. So
Oh, less than a minute.
yeah, we could pretty much wrap it up. But honestly, this breakdown was real nice. VIX is right at a good spot, as you can see on C2's part chart. Perfect area for SPY to come down, just like he broke it down for us to show us. So honestly, I love this breakdown. I can really see this happening. We pretty much just talked about the war and what happened before, what might happen again. So, guys, we're going to try to print and capitalize on the market and see what we can do. So, we'll update you guys with the next podcast and let you guys know what happened that day. We might even update it tomorrow. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But thank you, C2, for showing us this nice breakdown. I love this a lot. It was good, really insightful. And anybody that watches this can definitely chart these levels out to themselves and make sure that you're in the right way, in the right favor for a good trade. So, is there anything you want to mention, C2, before this closes out?
No, just be careful out there this week.
Yeah, be careful out there this weekend. Remember, market's closed tomorrow. So, thank you, C2. I appreciate that a lot. We're out with the next.